Welcome you all to the SPCN channel. So, yesterday studied regarding the unification of Germany, which was in the year 1871. Today we have to get into the next side reading of the CBSE question, that is unification of Italy. Today I have a plan to let you know on two side readings. The first one is under the unification of Italy. The second one is under the nation state of Britain or the formation of nation state of Britain. So these are the two side reading only I am going to make it to know today. Shall we get into the question? Yes. Please join with me. So today we are going to get into the side reading of unification of Italy. It was formed in the year 1861. So before that, how was that country and who are all fought against the government for the formation of Italy? All this information only I am going to let you know. First thing, in Italy, the people, that same thing was happened like Germany also scattered and they need a unified country. The same thing here also. The country was fragmented means it became it was scattered and they want to unify the country. For that they done a revolt. And second thing will be the Italy was divided into 7 states. But of the 7 states, the only one state which ruled by the Italian princely house. Actually, Italian people only rule over one of the states of Italy. Remaining 6 were under the control of other European government. So, like Sardinia Piedmont was one of the state which was under the control of the Italian princely house, and remaining states which were under the control of different kind of people or different kind of regime. Different kind of rule. For example, North. First one, North. Here, North was under the control of Austrian Habsburg. Second, Center was under the control of Pope. Next, Southern region was under the control of Bourbon dynasty of Spain. So, actually the people were scattered and they have been ruled under many dynasties. Before the formation of Italy, that was scattered and each and every places was under the control of different kind of dynasty of the Italy. Like Habsburg also in the dynasty which was under the control of the Italy. So here, meanwhile, that Italy was divided into 7 states. But one of the important states was Sardinia-Piedmont. It was under the control of the Italian princely house. Second thing, the northern part of the Italy was ruled by the Austrian Habsburg. Center was ruled by the Pope. And the last one, southern part of the Italy was ruled by the Bourbon dynasty of Spain. And next thing was next thing is given in your book scene. Like we studied Giuseppe Mazzini. So Giuseppe Mazzini was one of the Italian revolutionary who made a revolt against the government for the unification of Italy. We studied in the previous session studied. So Giuseppe Mazzini. Giuseppe Mazzini, who started a revolt against the government for the formation of Italy from 1813. He started the revolt against the government for making one country of Italy, for making a country, for making the nation state of Italy in 1830. And initially, in the year 1831 and in the year 1848, he done a revolt against the government. Have you all understanding for what purpose he done a revolt against the government? Only one purpose, that was for the unification of Italy. So when the revolt was done by the Giuseppe Mazzini in the year 1831 and 1848, that became failed. That became failure. Actually, if any revolt was happening, whatever the demand which we place in front of the government, that should be fulfilled. But when this revolt was done by this Giuseppe Mazzini, that ended into failure. When the unification of Italy plan became failure, which done by Giuseppe Mazzini, that work was carried by Victor Emmanuel II. So Victor Emmanuel II, who was the king of Sardinia-Piedmont, Now, when that work was entered into failure, which carried by Giuseppe Mazzini, that same work was continued to do by the Victor Emmanuel II, who was the king of Sardinia-Piedmont. And he led a revolt and he led a struggle against the government for the unification of Italy. And we studied in the previous paragraph, yesterday's session, we studied the unification of Germany. William who take a plan for the unification of Germany, and in that chief minister was, we studied Bismarck we studied, here the same thing. Here the leader of the unification of Italy, was Victor Emmanuel, but the chief minister of the plan, the executor of the plan was Cavour. Cavour was the chief minister. In other ways, we can say he was chief minister of the committee which led by Victor Emmanuel II. We can say in that way. In other ways, we can say it was a committee that assisted by this Cavour. So Cavour was the chief minister who assisted to the plan of Victor Emmanuel II. And next thing will be in 1859. This Cavour, who defeated the Austrian forces. In the previous paragraph, unification of Germany, we studied 7-year war was conducted with 3 countries like Austria, like France. We studied, just like that here. They done a war, especially this Cavour who led a war with the Austrian forces in 1859. In that war, obviously they succeeded in that war. Obviously they became the victorious over Austria in the year 1859. Second thing, in 1860, the year 1860, they marched west to the Italy, to the parts of Italy, to the southern parts of Italy. They marched towards the southern parts of Italy. Actually, northern side, southern side, eastern, western side, that side is quite common in all the countries. So, when they want to unify the country, when they want to make other places under one control, they have to capture all the places under their guidance. Is it no? Isn't it? So, that he took a revolt and who took a march, who took a movement towards to the southern Italy, and finally in the year 1861, they unified Italy and they announced Victor Emmanuel II was the king of Italy. Victor Emmanuel II was the king of Italy. So these were the background, these were the thing which happened, began the formation of Italy. And even when this kind of thing was happened, no, even the monarchy form of government, even the monarchy government also thought if the country will be unified, our economic development, our economic condition will be improved and political dominance will be improved. That kind of thing was there in the mind of the monarchy form of government people or monarchical rule. In that time, monarchical government rulers or monarchical government ministers, they thought even though the unification of Italy will be happen, that won't affect the monarchical form of government. So that paved the way for the economic development. That kind of ideology, that kind of thought also was there in the mind of the ruling class people. So you should know when was the unification of Italy, 1861. You should know who was Victor Emmanuel II, who was the king of Sardinia, Piedmont. You should know who was Cavour. Cavour was the chief minister of the organization which led by Victor Emmanuel II for the formation of Italy. And then Garibaldi, I didn't tell you who was Garibaldi, no? Garibaldi, Giuseppe Garibaldi. That was Giuseppe Mazzini, no? Here, Giuseppe Garibaldi, who also who was a person who led a armed rebellion. Actually, some armed people also, some soldier also who came forward to do the revolt against the government for the unification of Italy. No, that armed forces revolt was led by Giuseppe Garibaldi. So that person also who got a support in Italy, and finally the unification of Italy became successful in the year 1861. Have you ever got this paragraph? And 7 states, divided into 7 states. Most important state was Sardinia, Piedmont, and north by Austrian Habsburg, center by Pope, southern part of Italy ruled by Bourbon dynasty of Spain. That's it. Shall we move on the next slide, ready? Yes. The strange case of Britain. Here they are going to learn the strange case of Britain. Actually, we studied German was unified, Italy was unified because of the revolt which done by the citizens of that particular country we studied. Here, this country, this nation state was informed with the revolution. Have you understood me? this country, this nation state wasn't formed with the revolution. It took a long process. Step by step only, it became a nation state. Step by step only, that country was unified. That country became vast. And this country Britain wasn't a nation state before 18th century. So first thing, it wasn't formed with the revolution. Second point will be, it wasn't the nation state before 18th century. And the identity of the country or the inhabitant of the country was settled in British Isles. British Isles. British Isles mean actually they were resided in the part of Western Europe. Western side of Europe only they stayed or they inhabited. Inhabited mean they lived in the part of Western Europe. So the inhabitant of the people who resided in British Isles, and they follow the same ethnic. They follow the same ethnics like Welsh, like English, like Scots, So these were the people of that country. They used to follow the common ethnic. Common ethnic means same language and same political situation. That they follow the same pattern what they follow all around that British Empire. So that is what they follow, the same ethnic. Even Welsh people, even English people, even Scots people. So these were the people who resided in the Britain country, where they used to follow the same ethnic. Same ethnic means same language, same culture, same political situation. And next thing will be in 1688. 1688. In 1688, the English people who seized the parliament. Actually, parliament also existed there, but the parliament was under the control of the monarchy. No, here English people who captured the parliament or who seized the parliament in the year 1688. And in the year 1707, that is the Act of Union. The Act of Union. It was signed between Scotland and England. Scotland and England. So Act of Union was implemented in the year 1707. So by that Act, Scotland and England formed the British Empire, which means United Kingdom. United Kingdom. They formed the United Kingdom. One more time, 1707 Act of Union was implemented. By that Act or by that order, Scotland and England formed the United Kingdom. Here, Scotland agreed. We were under the control of England. So they not asked any independent. They want to be collaborated with the England government, and they agreed hereafter we should be under the control of the Britain, or we should be under the control of the England. That is what the important provision of the Act of Union, which was passed in the year 1707. And this I already told you in 1688 the whole parliament was captured by the English people. I already told you. So most of the English people only occupied the role in the parliament. They didn't give any rights to the Scottish people, and they didn't do any favor to the Scottish people. Totally. Actually, Scotland people, they couldn't speak in their language. They were prohibited to use their dress code. They couldn't do anything on their own because they were totally under the control of the England. And even some monarchy clan, who were from Scottish Highland. Some monarchy clan mean king, some monarchy clan who were from the Scottish country, who are from the Scotland, when they asked the independence from the control of the Britain, no, they were suppressed. Okay, once they agreed to be a part and parcel of the Britain, but day by day they realized it wasn't good. They didn't rule us in a good manner. So why don't we get a freedom? That kind of thing was emerged in the mind of the Scottish people. So they came forward and demanded the freedom from the hands of Britain, but they didn't agree that the Scottish people were totally suppressed. The Scottish people were totally suppressed. Second thing will be Ireland. Ireland. Here, Ireland people also have same fate. Ireland people also have same fate. Here, how the Scottish people were controlled under the guidance of the Britain, no? The same thing was implemented over Ireland. Here, one thing was happened. The religion divided into Catholic and Protestant. Catholic and Protestant. One more time, Ireland has two kinds of religion. Two kinds of religion mean two branches of religion. In Christianity, so many branches are there, no? So two branches were there in Ireland. They were Catholic and Protestant. Here, what happened? No, the Britain want to control the whole Ireland. So these English people who supported to Protestant. They supported to Protestant, and the Protestant who controlled the Catholic people. Actually, they didn't make that both the branches of the religion into unity. They want to make a partition among them. They want to separate them from each other. So they supported only to the Protestant. The Protestant controlled the Catholic. And when this Catholic was controlled by the Protestant, no, this Catholic who done a revolt against the government, who done a revolt against the Protestant, but they were totally stopped. They were controlled. They were suppressed, they were controlled, and some kind of punishment which offered over the Catholic people. By the way, that problem was curtailed. That problem was cut off. And even the Ireland people also, also became under the control of the Britain or British Empire. And next thing will be, finally, they done a revolt. They done a revolt in the year 1799. This Ireland people who done a revolt in the year 1799. So when this revolt was occurring in Ireland, that revolt was curtailed, that revolt was stopped, and by the way, that Ireland also united with the Britain Empire. Ireland also united forcibly, or the Ireland was united in forced manner with the Britain or with the British Empire in the year 1801. Actually, this revolt was led by Chen. Chen was the second part of the name of a person who led a revolt in the year 1799. The first part of the name I let you know last of the session or in the next class. So, Chen was a person who led a revolt in the year 1799, and finally this revolt was curbed, this revolt was curtailed, and by the way, this Ireland also became a part and parcel of Britain Empire in 1801. Now Ireland became a part and parcel of Britain, now Scotland also became a part and parcel of Britain. So they introduced a new flag, they introduced a new flag, they introduced a new national anthem, and many changes which were brought by the Britain Empire. And their national anthem that start with God Save Our King, God Save Our King, and even the national flag with the Jack, Jack color. So all these things which brought under the control of the Britain Empire or the British Empire. Please take a notes. Name was Wolfton. Wolfton. So their flag was Union Jack. Union Jack. And they announced English as the official language. So here you should know they used to follow the same kinds of language, same kinds of culture, same kinds of political dominance was there in Britain, and the people were resided in the British Isles, and 1688 Parliament was captured by the people. 1707 Act of Union was passed. By that Scotland and England became a partner or became as a united country, but Scotland agreed under the dominance of England. Scotland was ready to live under the guidance of England, and finally Ireland also has same fate. It has two kinds of branches of Christianity, Catholic and Protestant, but the England people supported only to the Protestant. So there also revolt occurred. In 1799 the revolt was led by Wolfton, and that revolt was stopped. Then 1801 this Ireland also became a part and parcel of British Empire, and they introduced a new flag of Union Jack and national anthem, and they announced English language as a common language for everyone. So this is the information which are prevailing under both the side readings of the strange case of Britain and as well as the unification of Italy. I hope everyone understood. So please take a notes over this and go through the book also. Don't get only to the points what I am sharing with you. Once read out. By the way, it's very easy to gain it in your brain. So I hope everyone understood. Please share, subscribe, and follow me, which means support me always. Thank you.